The South African presidency released a statement on Tuesday stating that it had asked the World Court to consider whether Israel's plan to extend its offensive in Gaza into the city of Rafah requires additional emergency measures to protect Palestinians' rights. The request comes just over a month after South Africa presented its case against Israel at the ICJ at The Hague, accusing that country of committing genocide in Gaza. The ICJ then ordered Israel to take all measures within its power to prevent its troops from committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. Israel describes South Africa's latest request as highly peculiar and improper. The country further accused South Africa of protecting Hamas.
The idea of us protecting Hamas is nonsense. If you look at the amount of people killed and children killed and the impending massacres in Rafah, we're using all the available institutions of global governance to protect Palestinian civilians. We said in a letter to the ICJ that they should use their own powers and their own discretion to decide how to respond to the devastating events unfolding in Rafah. We assume that they could order new provisional orders, or even if they just assert that the existing provisional orders are binding in all areas, and to remind Israel and all other states that those provisional orders are binding, because the orders by Israel have been ignored. The binding orders have been ignored by Israel thus far.
Dango was speaking at a Palestinian solidarity event hosted by the South African Jews for a Free Palestine and the Nelson Mandela Foundation in Johannesburg. Speaking at the same event, South Africa's Justice Minister Ronald Lamola called for the court to act with urgency.
The current prevailing situation in Gaza, in particular Rafah, calls for the court to act and not to wait for the whole processes of the case to take place. We remain steadfast in the support and in pursuit for a just solution to this enduring conflict in Israel and in Palestine. We believe that with the support of all of you, of the international community, we can all stand in one voice, call for the state of Israel to stop what it is doing.
According to the United Nations, about 1.4 million Palestinians are sheltering in Rafah. Just over 500,000 of them are children.
There appears to be no hope for an end to the hostilities between Israel and Palestine, at least not for an end that is not coupled with devastation or that permits for a sustainable peace. The persistent refugee status of a vast majority of Palestinians serves as a crude reminder of the unresolved injustices and the failure to address their right to return to their ancestral lands.
In response to South Africa's latest request, the ICJ says the situation in Rafah demands immediate and effective implementation of the provisional measures as indicated by the court in its order last month. Yoli Sanjamela for CGTN in Johannesburg, South Africa.